All right, guys, for the people who are still working on their New Year's resolutions, even though it's the end of January, for the people who want to have a certain physique by the end of the year but aren't quite sure about how to get it, I want to help you reverse engineer the physique that you want. Okay? So, first of all, I want you to find not like a particular person, but just in general, the kind of physique that you would like to have. There are guys out here that want to have like this big, like, Conan the Barbarian, sinewy, strong, powerful physique. There are people out there that want to have like the Bruce Lee physique or the ninja assassin physique. There are people out there that want to look like a boxer or a gymnast, which is kind of somewhere in between being really compact and lean and being really big and muscular. Okay, so find out whatever it is that you want, because this is your body. You need to be happy with it, and you need to be really excited about it, really motivated to go after it and get it. Okay, so find out what exactly you would like to look like. And now what I want you to do is I want you to consider training like the person who you want to become. Okay, now this is kind of an interesting thing, because it used to be that if somebody was going to be in a movie, like, well, I'm going to play a boxer, so they'd go to a bodybuilding trainer and be like, what kind of lateral raises should I get, to be looking like a boxer, because they got pretty good shoulders. And fine, that works kind of in a way to give you fake muscles to look a little bit like a boxer, but you're not really gonna move like a boxer, really look like a boxer. You're not gonna fake anybody who actually is a boxer, okay? What I suggest you do is, if you want to look like a boxer, you do what people very recently have been doing, like the movie Southpaw, like the movie Creed, okay? The people in those movies had incredible bodies, okay? Really excellent physiques. The women were dying for their physiques. The men were dying to have their physiques. And they didn't train like bodybuilders with the intention of looking like boxers. They trained like boxers, okay? There are plenty of interviews with both of the stars of those movies, and they'll say that they were just doing boxing training, boxing training, boxing training, boxing training. Now, what do you think is going to happen if you train like a boxer long enough? Well, you're going to end up looking like a boxer now, aren't you? Okay, so that's, like I said, so like, let's say you want to become a boxer, okay? You don't necessarily have to get punched in the face. You don't necessarily have to learn how to throw a punch. You don't necessarily have to learn jujitsu if you want to look like an MMA fighter. But you could train like a boxer, or you could train like an MMA fighter. For instance, what do? Plyometrics, sprint intervals, jump rope intervals, body weight exercises. Those are all things that are going to give you the same physique that a boxer or an MMA fighter would have. Okay, for instance, like shoulders for a boxer. Okay, there are two ways to get shoulders like a boxer. Do like a lateral raise and a front raise, and do a little of this and be like a bodybuilder. Or what do you think is going to happen to your shoulders if you learn how to hit a speed bag? Okay, you just do this several times a week for an extended period of time. Okay, what are your abs going to be like, okay, if you do jump rope intervals several times a week for an extended period of time? Let's just say you want to become a boxer. You want to look like a boxer? Fine, let's do this. Go over, learn how to hit a speed bag, okay, and hit the speed bag for 1 minute. Take a 15-second break, and jump rope for a minute. 15-second break, speed bag for a minute. 15-second break, jump rope for a minute, okay? That's all you really got to do. Let's say you do that. If you're in bad shape and you're still learning how to get the rhythm down to jump rope and hit the speed bag, let's say you do that for a month and all you do is 4 sets. Okay, you do 4 sets of a minute of of speed bag, 15-second rest, and then jump rope, and you go 1 1 1 2 2 3 4 4 until you've done 4 sets of each. You do that for a month, and then after that you should kind of have the hang of the rhythm down of both exercises. Then let's say first 4 weeks, week 5, you do 6 sets of each. Week 6, you do 8 sets of each. And week 7, you do 10 sets of each. And that's all you do. It will probably take you about half an hour, okay? And it's a really killer exercise. It will kill your arms and your shoulders. Jump rope, believe it or not, kills your arms and your shoulders. All of them are really great for your heart and your lungs, and both of those exercises are really great for burning fat, okay? You'll get really lean muscle. You'll train like a boxer, and you'll look like a boxer. And like I said, you don't have to get punched in the face to train like a boxer. You don't even have to hit the focus mitts to train like a boxer, okay? Like I said, let's go ahead and look at something else. you want to be a really big, powerful guy. What do big, powerful guys do? They pick things up and they carry them. So train like a strong man. Do like, maybe do some heavy deadlifts, do like some heavy, power cleans, pick up heavy sandbags and walk with them. Do the farmer's walk where you pick up like heavy dumbbells or barbells and walk with them. Do shrugs, do stiff-legged deadlifts, pick up rocks. Okay. Now I know a lot of you people are going to say, well, power lifters and strong men are big and fat and they look sloppy. That's true, but guess what? That's mostly diet. The fact of the matter is, most of them have no weight classes. They're like super heavyweight, so they're like, fine, they're just going to eat as much as possible. They'd rather eat too much than too little, and they end up looking fat. But let's say you take one of those guys and you give him a fucking serious diet, okay, and he gets lean. And case in point, a really famous strong man, okay, well known from YouTube, is Elliot Holmes. He actually competed in strongman competitions. And he was looking kind of chunky for a while, but he was very powerful. And then he made the decision to cut down and to get lean. And I don't think he knew what kind of a body he had underneath all that fat. Okay? So that's basically what I'm saying. Just combine the workout that will get you the body you want with a diet. Just feed yourself enough to work out intensely, recover from the workouts, and keep building muscle, but also do not eat anything more than that, okay? You want to have, like Yuri Von Gelder. Everybody look up Yuri Von Gelder. This guy is one of the best bodies ever. I will put him, if I had a choice between having a bodybuilder or a physique athlete or a classic physique athlete or any kind of physique or this guy's physique, I'd love to have his. And all he is, so to speak, is a gymnast. Train like a gymnast if you want to look like a gymnast. And once again, I'm not saying you have to actually learn to become a gymnast and do jump, triple, backflip, quadruple, whatever the hells. All you have to do is train like a gymnast. What do? Well, they do a lot of body weight exercises, okay? They do a lot of stabilization exercise, a lot of handstands, a lot of stuff like that. So by training like that, you'll end up using the same muscles like that. If you eat enough to grow, enough to work out, but not enough to get fat, you'll end up looking like that too, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and give you like the best case in point is what I did when I had my first huge physique transformation. I was 39, wanted to be ripped to shreds by the time I was 40. And I saw the movie Ninja Assassin, okay? And I was like, that's it. That's the body that I want. And I didn't think to myself, what kind of lateral raises and how long do I go on the elliptical trainer to look like that? I thought to myself, what kind of a body does this guy have? And I figured he has the kind of body where like you could chase a person down, okay, vaulting over fences and climbing over objects to catch the guy. And then when you finally catch up with him, you still have the energy to beat his ass. That's literally what I had in my mind. So how do I train for that? Well, I did a whole lot of plyometric push-ups, a lot of plyometric jumps, a lot of jump rope intervals, a lot of burpee intervals, things like that. And once again, I fed myself enough to do my workouts hard, to recover from my workouts and build up muscle, but no more. And I ended up looking like the person that I was training for, okay? So, like I said, that is definitely my recommendation. Choose the kind of person you want to look like. Do the kind of training. You don't need the skill training, but do the kind of fitness training that person would do. And just feed yourself enough to recover from your workouts and get stronger, but don't feed yourself anymore, and you will be having the exact same body that the person wants without any additional body fat. And I'm thinking you'll be very happy with your progress if you do this consistently for the next year.